Rakta Yahweh,
Rakta Yahweh,
Rakta Yahushua,
Rakta Yahushua,
Rakta Yahweh,
Rakta Yahweh,
Rakta Yahushua,
Rakta Yahushua,
Waha, Rakah, Kodash.
Kodash.
Double honor to the apostles, the elders, and salutations to you sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity.
We're pretty much going to the topic of it's not a win-win being a 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You got them guys used to be in GMS Milwaukee, Yasha'Allah Milwaukee. They pretty much trying to say it's a win-win being a 2/3. But if you really believe in the scriptures and you have the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, and you see what he's able to do or capable to do, then you have fear. Not you try to be in their first slot, not being the elect. Man. So we're just going to get some scriptures, hopefully be edified.
I got it. 1 Peter 4:18. And if the righteous, you know what? I started verse 17. 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
Yep. So it's going to be begin at the house of the Most High, pretty much going into the ones of our people that know they are Israelites. Like IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC. What's the other part they said?
Hey, and also them niggas too. Yasha'Allah Milwaukee, because they know.
ITR.
ITR.
Yeah.
4P.
So all them guys who know they Israelites and they still go out by the doctrines, playing with the word, they gonna get dealt with first.
Hebrews in the hood.
Yeah. So what's the last part I was saying?
Yeah, bro. It states, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
Yeah, so they're going to receive those type of judgment, the ones that know they are Israelites and going off. What about the ones that haven't received the word yet, you know? Pretty much like the 2/3, man. And they're going to receive horrible deaths, according to the scriptures.
Verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Well, yeah, it talks about the righteous is scarcely going to be saved, man, and I get that just to get some more meat from it in the Greek, and it states Strong's G 3432 pronounced as malis, it means with difficulty. With much work.
Yep. So, man, that's that word straight, man. Position of difficulty, man. Because the elect gonna have to go through all type of hell to receive that true reward, which is salvation. Then eventually they're gonna get that spiritual power.
That's right.
When we say like they scarcely should be saved, that's really going to that twinkling of an eye, man. The elect gonna get received from those chariots, and then your body's gonna get changed.
Right. So basically, you will be a fool and a moron to even put in your mind that it's a win-win to being a 2/3, man. And although you do come back, you know what I'm saying, because you're an Israelite, but you don't even understand the torment, the pain that you're going to sustain actually being, you know what I'm saying, a 2/3 on this side, acquiring that second death, man. Receiving that judgment from that second death. That's not going to be a sweet, easy ride, man. It's not going to be a jog in the park, man. And you niggas are vain, and you're gonna be destroyed if you don't repent. But you too proud, so we know through the Spirit you will not repent.
Right. Going to 1 Corinthians 9:25. And every man that striveth for the mystery is temperate in all things.
Right. You have to be balanced in this truth, man. All right? You have to be extremely balanced because anything you do can throw you out, you know what I'm saying, off balance, man. So you can't study all the time. You have to be balanced with the situation. We're not saying don't study because that's a key ingredient of being active within the truth, but at the same time, in order to attain the mastery, you have to be balanced, man. Fellowship is a part of that mastery. Even actually doing stuff to actually give you a sane mind, whether it's working out, you know what I'm saying, whether you traveling from a place in another brother, so on and so forth, or spending time with your woman, man. Everything has to be in balance.
Balance all around, the left and the right, up and down,
Right.
right, made.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Right, because these niggas want what Esau has, man. All right, you want that NBA championship that's corruptible, but at the same time frame, when Kobe Bryant and when Michael Jordan win that corruptible crown, basically it's only there for that season.
Yeah.
You know, when that next season starts, they got to do that shit all over again. That's why it's corruptible, man. Because in the kingdom, once we get that incorruptible crown in the kingdom of heaven, it's forever, man. It's everlasting.
But we an incorruptible.
Yeah, and the kingdom of heaven is an incorruptible crown, man. So even if you obtain the highest echelon in Esau's system, it's still a corruptible crown, because now you got to fight to just stay on top. But when you get to the kingdom of heaven, hey, those laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be programmed within your inward parts. You'll never go off, man.
We were saying about the 2/3 when they were gonna have the hair that they were gonna catch. I had the Isaiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble. So Jeremiah 30:7. So you probably won't want to be a 2/3 in that day, you know.
You see all these type of movies about a so-called apocalypse, and you see all the type of horrific things be happening in the movies.
Right.
And you see those so-called horror movies, all them demons be in those type of movies, man. Why would you want to play with power like that, man?
That's right. And Wisdom of Solomon 17 talks about how Yahweh Shem Shai is going to smite this Egypt like he did the last Egypt, man. You don't want no parts of that if you are 2/3.
Well, this Isaiah 30:7, Jeremiah 30:7. Say, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, for saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I have raised up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I have saved thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
But the main part of that day is gonna be great. Like the brother brought out is Jacob's trouble, man.
And they like none like it.
Like none like it. So all the type of stuff we read about in history, we see in these different so-called slavery movies, it's gonna be worse, way worse than that. We can't even imagine, man.
Even in them apocalypse movies, you were just saying, it's gonna be something that they ain't even put in the movie yet.
That's right, bro.
Something that you can't even imagine with your small brain. That it's gonna be real destruction.
You read throughout the scriptures, and I want to say Wisdom of Solomon, it says they're gonna be newly created animals, man. Then you're gonna have the Most High. He's gonna put the spirit on these different animals. Like pretty much they're gonna be in hunger a lot. And they're gonna be escaping these zoos. They're gonna be walking in these streets, man. And that movie, Will Smith, I Am Legend. They show you that how them lions, they was just roaming in the streets, man. For Esau to put that in a movie, man, you gotta think about it on a spiritual aspect. It's gonna happen in real life pretty soon.
I have a quick account, and this is 2 Kings 6:24. And it came to pass after this, Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a calf of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress?
Like that's going to that Bennett Shafel, man. Isaiah the 32nd chapter. You know, talking about all these different government benefits that our people love to count on Esau about. Oh, that's gonna be shut down pretty soon, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the king say?
And the king said, and he said, if the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee?
God.
Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press?
That shows you how carnal 2/3 of our people are, because they continually put trust in man instead of their true power. How about you, Shai?
Right, and this happened in Samaria time as well. So if they eating a dove's dung and an ass's head, then why in the hell would you say being a 2/3 is sweet?
Exactly.
You know, you should strive to be a man of the Lord to the best of your ability. That fear alone, goddammit, should make you want to act right, man. Right. And can I read a little more? And then it states, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we bore my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him, and she have hid her son.
Yep. So that's going to cannibalism, man. We're going to have little Pookie getting stir fried pretty much, man.
Right.
You know? All right. You got something, brother?
This is Lamentations 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these...
Can I add? If you slain by the sword, that's a quick death. All right? That happens in seconds. But if you basically or if you are ordained to die by famine, that's a slow, painful, and agonizing death, man.
Body eating itself.
Yeah. There you go, bro.
For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruit.
Pine away, stricken, so you're dying away, stricken for wanting of the fruit. So all in your mind is, I need to eat, or I wish I had food, or I would do anything for food, but as your body is steadily eating itself from inside throughout, man.
Says, for what? For want of the fruit of the field.
Mm-hmm. So it's best to die by the sword, man. And hey, man, you like to have muscles, man. So meaning you like to eat a lot. So the Most High may just preserve you for this prophecy right here, man. Look like 50 cents on that movie before you die.
What's that type of medical term when you lose all your muscle mass?
Atrophy. Muscle atrophy.
Yeah, kind. Most I might hit 8-man with a type of curse like this. Like you so much into that carnal state of just working out, you know what I'm saying, bragging about it, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that's Daniel 6. I mean, not Daniel, but Jeremiah 30:6. He was saying about the man gonna be bent over.
Oh yeah,
like a woman because he's starving.
That's right.
They got to be real painful, man. You won't want to be no 2/3 in. You bent over hungry, man. Like a woman having a baby. Your pain, your stomach hurt because you starved. That's the scripture that I meant to say. Let me get on reading. You got it. Go ahead. This is Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man do travail with child. Right. So you bent over like you having a baby because you starved. Right. And that's the time that we coming into for 2/3 and the rest of the nation, the rest of the nation, other people out here. Right. So you know, I know that's terrible, man.
Yeah.
You know, just being hungry don't feel good. That's uncomfortable.
That's uncomfortable, man. That's why it's so important to be fast, man. Because basically that strengthens your spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time frame, hey, fasting, hey, that's a hard process if you're not used to it. So you imagine you ain't ate shit in 6 and 7 and 8 days, amen. And then riddle me this question back to me, how cool it's going to be a 2/3. You just thinking about the end result of you being in the kingdom. You're not thinking about what you got to go through before you die.
Back at 6. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loin? And that goes to what you were saying. As a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Yep, you're gonna be messed up, basically.
Yeah, you're in a messed up state, man. You know? Hey, I got one. Hey, this is Ecclesiasticus 1:11. The fear of the Lord is honor and glory and gladness and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart and giveth joy and gladness and a long life. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death.
Yep. So Yahweh Shah gonna have mercy upon the elect. All the different atrocities they had to go through. You know, even though they had to face death with that guillotine, they still gonna get raised up, man. You know?
And by you finding favor in your death, it's gonna be a quick death. You know, a man of the Lord is not gonna die of famine. A man of the Lord may go by the guillotine, or may get shot to death, or even stabbed, but it'll be quick. That's how you find in favor. You know what I'm saying? The day of your death.
14:12.
Lord will bring forth a righteous death to you if you're the man of the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
that guillotine quick,
you know,
to the point.
You know.
And you close your eyes when you come to, man. You in the spirit world.
Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Man, so they don't sound like something good that you want, you know what I'm saying, uphold by being the 2/3, man. Because I said those that fought against Jerusalem, that's not talking about only the other nation. They're talking about Israelites going against the elect. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much going against, like the 2/3 going against the elect of Israel. Okay? But they fight against Jerusalem by coming up with these different doctrines, by disrespecting the apostles and the elders, and the sincere knocking them all down.
Yeah, because these the same people in this reincarnation that did the same thing to Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah was delivered to he was delivered to the Roman Empire by wicked ass Israelites, man. And it goes to show you that what we saying is true, because even when you validate ISPUK on a spiritual level, what they say, y'all raping kids. We ain't raping shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Akim and Elder Akim that's in the camp, so on and so forth, that has daughters and sons and so on and so forth, man. We just breaking down the scriptures through the spirit on how it's supposed to be broken down, man. That's right.
And it came to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem. And the wealth.
So in the process of you laying hold upon your neighbor, just think about somebody coming in your house for the desire of food, man. And then in the process, they see your wife. What you think they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? They gonna rape her, and then they gonna kill her. Or they may just kill you and keep her alive.
Nowadays, they'll try to rape the men.
Oh yeah, the boys ain't safe.
And you got to think about what type of instrument can consume, what do you say? Consume the eyes of.
It's their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
So what type of instrument can do that on the planet Earth today, man? Those are nuclear missiles, man. You know, it also says in the book of Hebrews that the Most High, He's a consuming fire. So, like the brother brought out in the LA camp, that the Most High can put that spirit on you, that you can just continue to withstand that heat coming from those missiles, man. It's not really good to be a 2/3, man. That movie Terminator, I forgot what's it called, Judgment Day, if I'm not mistaken. When that lady was getting burnt up, Sarah O'Connor, and her body she was still living, man. While that fire was consuming off her flesh, man. So who want to go through that, man? In their right mind. I got one. The second Ezra 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth a son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child coming forth, they slack not a moment. So all these different prophecies that we always bring out on the highways and byways through our different sit-downs, and we tell the people that what's going to happen, those are compared to plagues that's going to happen on a travailing woman, man. It says, even so should not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come up upon it on every side, man. So it's going to be that Jacob's trouble, what we always talk about, consists of famines, pestilence. When the American dollar crashes, it's going to be a total famine upon the earth, man. You know, people, what they said, grocery store holds only, 3 days shelf of food? So you got to think about that, man. It's going to be total anarchy and chaos in the streets of America.
You're right. And I got a last one. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, their sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yep. We see that now throughout the news, just geopolitics. You see Trump, he trying to get with Kim Jong-un pretty much about that U.S. summit. But Kim Jong-un, he canceled that summit, man. Right. So they're trying to make it seem like it's going to be cool that, well, they trying to make it seem like in the media, with their propaganda, that Kim Jong-un and Trump were going to pretty much be allies, man. But that's like peace and safety should be sudden destruction, man.
And when you go into their travail, it's Oden from Strong's G5604, and it states intolerable anguish in reference to the dire calamities precede the advent of the Messiah.
Well said. So yeah, like through those geopolitics, we can see that something about to get ready to occur, man, on the planet Earth. Well, they keep trying to make an amendment between Trump and Kim Jong-un, man. We know through the scriptures that something's going to happen, man. It's going to be tragic.
Well, yeah, just going through the time where, you know, being in the last days of the last day, we see all these prophecies that's coming about. Like Apostle Tahar said, you know, we're in the year of prophecy, and we're in the midpoint of the year, and we've seen a lot of events occurring. And not, you know, forget that we're going to be persecuted as well. We're actually getting persecuted now because we see people walking around scoffing, you know, of the men of the Lord. And that's what they did in the time when the Roman period, when Yahweh Shai, he was on earth. And I wanted to go into some of that, you know, the parts of what happened in those times. This is Matthew 27. We'll start at verse 20. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas, and destroy Yahweh Shai. The governor answered and said unto them, whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said Barabbas. You know, so that's one of the accounts where it's showing that they were saying Barabbas. So you had these supposedly men of the Lord, these Sadducees and Pharisees that were basically, I would say they was jealous of Yahweh Shai, wicked. And they was basically turning the people, you know, our own people against Yahweh Shai, you know. And I want to jump down to verse.
It wasn't no Facebook and no Instagram then, so they used them. Them so-called upstanding citizens or upstanding people of the society at that point.
Yeah.
So they had the influence to make the people, you know what I'm saying, say that.
They're pretty much like the so-called Samel.
Yeah. They was esteemed in the society.
Going to verse 24, when Pilate, saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood.
And Esau's a real fucking fox. All right, because basically he still could have stopped there because they had to report to him. So basically, you motherfucker, you could have stopped it, but you did not.
Esau saw the power he had as well.
Yeah.
I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said,
His blood be on us.
So basically, he's telling them, okay, well, I don't got nothing to do with it, but I'm giving you permission to do it anyway.
And on our children.
And look at our people in this state. You know what I'm saying? Look at our people today. That's why you see these cats getting gunned down and these low social economic conditions, man. Or that's why you see 2/3 just fucked up, because basically they fulfill their prophecy and they have to live it in this reincarnation.
See little kids being born deformed, deaf, blindness. You know, so they dying at a young age of a so-called disease. That's that curse Yahushua put on our people, man.
That's right.
Right.
So that's the point right there, man. Hey, it ain't no win-win being a 2/3, man. Hey, for real. And we hope you all will edify, like give all honor and glory again to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua,
Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. I give double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to you sincere brothers. Shalom.
Shalom.